Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we discussed a couple of approaches related to the two-sum problem, namely the brute force approach and the optimal approach using a hash map. In this video, we will be building up on that and coding the actual solution in JavaScript. So if you are still not familiar with how to actually solve the problem theoretically, I suggest you watch that video. I will link that in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get to this video where we solve the question in JavaScript in real time. So how do we go about it? Our solution said that we need a hash map. So let's start by initializing that. And there are various ways you could do this in JavaScript. You could probably make something like a map maybe, but the way I would prefer to do it is by using a simple object. Now, we have an object. What we have to do next is traverse through each of the elements. We have to do that one by one. We have to check whether its potential pair exists in the hash map or not. If it does, we will return that. If it does not, we will simply add the current element to the hash map to be checked for later. That is what we discussed previously. Let's code that. So we will first traverse through the array in a very simple manner. We will get the current element out. That will be found at the ith index. After that, we have to find the potential pair. Potential pair is nothing but target minus the current element. We're doing exactly what we discussed previously. We haven't changed it a single bit. And this is pretty straightforward so far, I hope. So we have the current element, we have the potential pair. Next, we have to check whether it exists in the hash map or the object or not. How do we do that? We check if the potential pair, or I should say potential pair element. Pair implies that there will be two numbers. Potential pair element, is this in the hash map? If it is, we do something. If it is not, we do something else. Now, what is something and what is something else? Let's talk about that. So in this case, we have found our answer because the potential pair element exists inside the hash map. So we have to simply return the pair. Not the pair, but the pair of indices. That is what the question requires from us. We have to return the indices of the two numbers. If that doesn't work, we discussed previously that the hash map will have the element itself as the key and the index of that element as the value. So we have to set this value so that future elements can try to look at it later on in the subsequent iterations, that is. So we simply insert the current element with its index in the hash map. Okay, so since we have found our answer in this particular condition, we have to return an array. In our array, we have to return the two indices, one of which will be I, because in our current iteration, we have found our answer. And along with I, we have to return the index of the potential pair element. That will be found like so. And that's our array. That is what we return. But if that is not the case, we simply set our element. And we keep the index as the value. Let's try to run this and see how correct are we. Pretty correct. Let's try to submit this. And done. That is two-sum in JavaScript.